Chapter 1. Only found her charred bone. Olivia Carson. See where your little bastard is. The screen in front of Olivia was live streaming a video. In the footage, a 2-year-old boy was tied up by several men in black and loaded onto a tanker truck. At his young age, he had no idea what was happening and could only cry out in fear, "Mummy, mummy. No. Baby." Olivia let out a shrill wail, going crazy to Liviang to rush to save her son. However, with her hands and feet bound, struggling only caused the wire to cut into her flesh, exposing her bare bones. The excruciating pain churned her insides. Suddenly, she coughed up a mouthful of blood as her body began convulsing uncontrollably. She had been force-fed jellyfish venom and was about to die, but she couldn't accept it. Those who harmed her and her baby were still living luxuriously and happily in this world. How could that be? Why hadn't they been sliced to pieces yet? At this moment, the video changed, and a man in a brand new shirt and trousers appeared on the screen. Want to know why? Olivia stared at the man on the screen in shock. Her fiancé, Evan Nolan. Evan's tone was full of mockery. Because when you were 18, your memory was altered. The person you were dating wasn't me at all. I had long been working with your uncle and aunt, aiming for your family's company. With you dead, all the shares will be in our hands. As for your bastard child, we arranged for someone to get you pregnant with him. Oh right. Your dear sister. Didn't you two not get along? She actually tried to come save you. How presumptuous. Right now, she's being entertained by a group of my men. Want to know what your memories were before they were altered? Want to know who donated a cornea to your son when he injured his eye 6 months ago? Beg me. The shock and hatred in Olivia's eyes were palpable. She struggled with all her might, but she was already at the end of her rope. Completely drenched in blood, she uttered a broken syllable between her teeth. Curse, revenge. She yearned to sacrifice her soul, vowing to make her enemies pay with their lives, not sparing a single one. She yearned to sacrifice her soul, wishing for her baby and sister to be reborn into good families in their next lives, not encountering inadequate relatives like her who couldn't protect them. She wanted that in the video, Evan pressed the button on a remote detonator. Instantly, a beeping sound rang out in the room where Olivia was. Boom! The bomb exploded, blasting her body to pieces. As her consciousness drifted away, she felt herself floating up. That's when she saw a tall, graceful figure groping his way over. His exquisite features were as frosty as snow, like a banished immortal untainted by the mortal world. Every crease in his clothing exuded noble arrogance. However, the expression on his face bordered on insanity. His pair of hollow eyes now reflected the flames, like a demon from hell. It was Damien Thorne, the man she had avoided like the plague in the past. That devilishly obsessive man. How could it be him? What happened to his eyes? Leave. Damien's voice trembled as he rushed towards the still-burning inferno. His beautiful, fair hands, the hands that held scalpels, crazily groped at the charred ground. Blisters bubbled up and burst one by one, his flesh mangled and bloody. But he was numb to the pain, persistent and frenzied. Stop looking. I've already turned to ash. There's only one of my bone fragments in there, Olivia shouted. But Damien couldn't hear her. Ages seemed to pass before he finally picked up a piece of white bone from the ashes. Leave. His throat bobbed as he struggled to form complete sentences. Let's go home. Olivia followed Damien, drifting all the way to the familiar villa. She watched as he took out a carving knife from inside and painstakingly carved her bone, cut by cut, into the shape of a cherished heart. On the heart-shaped keepsake, mixed with the man's blood and black soot from the explosion site, it seemed like a token of unlivying love. Then, the man removed the pendant from his neck and threaded the heart-shaped bone onto it. 3 heart-shaped pendants, with the one in the middle carved from Olivia's pinky bone. The man put the pendant back on, the corners of his lips even curling into a slight smile. In an instant, the whole world seemed to be filled with color, breathtakingly beautiful. Olivia felt her soul growing weaker and weaker, unable to hold on any longer. She could no longer see. She couldn't see the man wearing the pendant, pushing open the sandalwood-scented room and kneeling before the altar with unprecedented devoutness. I want to ask for Olivia Carson to come back, no matter the cost. She couldn't see the man livying up all the people who had bullied her, along with himself, in a hall full of explosives, crazily pressing the detonator. She couldn't see that in the explosion consuming everything, the man was oblivious to the pain. His clear, cold features were tinged with tenderness as he lowered his head to kiss her finger-bone heart pendant. Leave, you will have another life. If we start over, could you love me?